everybody, good morning. This is Jean here, Jean Truelove from Truelove Quilts for You. I have done it. I have finished my quilt, my super easy 10-inch square layer cake quilt that I began about 6 months ago, maybe longer, in the house we were in the basement where we were living. I'm so sorry I've veered away from quilting. I know you guys can understand it. The last video I put up was me editing a movie, editing my films. I'm scraping the bottom of the barrel. I'm not. I'm almost better after my COVID. I had it, if you're new here, I had COVID a couple weeks ago. I started testing negative to it. My husband and our son Maxwell, who lives here, they didn't get it as bad as I did. FYI, our daughter and son-in-law, Malia and Justin, have it. And our other son, Elliot, and his wife had a touch of it. Not as bad as me and my friend Jen. Her and her children were escaped, but her husband Ben had been tested positive, but he didn't get it too bad. So the ones that have gotten it in our group here haven't gotten it so bad. It really got me bad, but I'm pretty good. I just get tired, but I don't get that overwhelming exhaustion, and I am just beginning to get my sense of smell back. I keep making myself some like a brothy, chickeny, noodly soup with carrots and onions and garlic and all, and lovely broth, and I can almost smell it now. It's quite nice. So that's that. But right now, just a few minute video. I've finished my quilt. I wanted to show you guys. I have taken some still pictures of the front and the back of my quilt, and I did something artsy fartsy. I went on my porch and I tried to do that thing where I've seen it on Instagram where they release the quilt real slow. I'm trying to be all like, ooh, artsy, whatever. It worked, but I think the people on the road are thinking, what is that lady doing on that bench that old lady? Is she gonna fall off the bench? For today, Maxwell and Ian went up to the mountain house to do some work, so I'm here by myself, but they're coming back. So they are helping our sons finish up some things. Well, there's always something to do on a renovation project, but they went up very early today. They will be back. So here I am, and I thought, oh, I don't have Maxwell, I don't have Ian, but I'm going to film this because this has gone on long enough. I know that a lot of people take months to make a quilt. I don't usually. My circumstances were altered so with a natural disaster and 3 moves and you name it, that I had just gotten out of my quilting mojo. I do have a project that I've put my thinking cap on. COVID derailed that with my Ukrainian themed fabric, but I'm going to try in the next few days to get my head around that and see what I can come up with. I had an idea and I thought it might be hard because I've never done it before. So if I do not a tutorial, I look over my shoulder and see how I do this thing that I have seen on other YouTube videos. They make it look quite easy, but I don't think it's a beginner's project, but that is to come. I'm going to be doing that. But for now, I wanted to show you my quilt. It's all finished. Now, one of the videos I had put up was me trying to center the back of my quilt because I had made it with like a, not a panel, but a centered board, a central bit. Well, I got it right on two sides. I got it, I got the fabric here, but I had a little bit of leftover there, and then the top, that was okay, but then the other two sides, if you can see what I'm saying, they went just 2 blocks of fabric. So it's not quite centered, but I tell you, it's absolutely fine. It looks really good in person. It's nice. I'm okay with it. It's a little bit off of right there, and then right there, it's pretty straight, but it's like the 2 blocks and a half, like there, and then the bottom are just 2 blocks. But considering I was really working with these squares and with trying to keep the back straight, a pieced backing straight, I'm quite pleased the way it turned out. But I'll be taking pictures, and again, I just did an all over very large meandering stitch, which I was quite really pleased the way that turned out. And then in my sashing here, my white sashing, what did I do? I did my little circles. I like doing my circles. I'm a bit of a one-trick pony. I got to change it up. The border here, I just sort of echoed the scallop like that. I just echoed the scallop and into the corner here. Of course, I curved my corners, and I think that looks really lovely because it goes around this corner block. I had cut off the back. If you remember, I had cut off this pieced backing to center it, and I had the script in the block and the script in the block. Well, the pieces that I cut off, I actually used for my binding, if you can see that. There's the floral, there's the script. There's the floral, there's the script. There's the floral, there's the script. I did it, and usually I not miter, what is it? I usually do my bindings on the bias so there's not lumps, but this of course was a pieced backing. So the pieces I cut off for the binding, my 2 1/4 inch binding, had a seam. And had a seam, and had a seam, and had a seam every 10 inches or so. So that's okay. I really pressed it flat. I really trimmed those seams. So when I turned it over to machine it, it was fine. What I do is I sew my binding to the back of the quilt, and as you know, I turn it over to the front, and then I stitch it down. And you can actually see my stitching. Gotten pretty good with my stitching, but I'm okay with that because I've always said my machining stitch is miles stronger than any hand sewing I could do. I don't like to hand sew. It's an excuse, but I think for me, it's a very good reason not to hand sew. I could not make a hand stitch as strong as a machine stitched, obviously. So anyway, this is my little quilt. I have finished it. You guys are going to go, hallelujah. And I'm really just thrilled with the way it turned out. Yeah, it's going to go on our guest bed. It doesn't actually fit. Remember, I was talking about quilt sizes. It just sort of fits at the top and around the sides. But it's all right. It's just going to be more of a topper. I would have had to have made it, 10 inches bigger on all the sides to go over the queen size bed. But never mind, it's going to look pretty, just to change it up. I like to change up my quilts on that bed, Ian's office. It looks really nice. So that's where it's going to go. And yeah, I'm really, really pleased with it. And I hope you enjoyed. There is a playlist of all the videos it took to make this quilt. Super simple, super simple pattern. And I did make a big song and dance of it, but only because of my circumstances. And I thank you so very much for having so much patience with me and the Trueloves here. We're getting settled into our lovely home. Maxwell's very happy on the 3rd floor, as you know. He has his own little apartment up there. And I don't think a day goes by. It's really, really sweet where my husband, he just out of the blue, he'll be sitting in the front room or the little family room or sitting at the kitchen table, and he'll say, I love our home. It's just really nice because we were getting settled into our son's home from having lived in our family home for almost 30 years. We were getting settled. We were enjoying the wildlife, and then it was a very short time, only about 18 months. And then we lost that home in the tornado. Update, it is going to be raised. Now it's going to be raised, I believe, 11 foot in the air. Our son has gotten all of the permissions and all of the zoning and all of the everything in place. It's just a matter again of some finances and organizing this major engineering feat. And I have said from the beginning, it's over a year. As of September 1st, it's over a year since that house was hit by a tornado where we lived, and flooding, which ruined the house. And it's been monitored, but it's been left. And our son, who owns the property, and our son had to jump through hoops with insurance and with the township and with all sorts of agencies to actually have this engineering feat. And I will be filming that. Don't worry. So anyway, folks, thank you so much again for all of your love and your kindness and all of your support. You're all so nice. You make so many lovely comments, and I just hope you enjoy the little bit that I did to show you my little quilt here, which you probably know by heart now because I've done so many videos. But it's all done in its glory. And I'm sitting here, and it's all so lovely and warm. The weather's changed here a little bit. It's still a little bit warm, but oh, it's nice. It was a brutal summer, very, very hot. I don't do the hot weather, so I'm looking forward to the cool weather and my lovely quilts. All right, folks, have a lovely day. Everybody keep safe. Keep COVID away from the door. It's nasty, and if you are suffering from it, my heart goes out to you. Take care, everybody. All right, love from the Trueloves. Bye-bye.